Night before news for computer science. So the topics are going to come up in this test. This is paper 1. We have these topics. It's always 7 questions. We tend to always have a question on binary and hexadecimal, system architecture, memory and storage, computer networks, connections, and protocols, network security, system software, ethical, cultural, legal, and environmental issues. This last one is normally the 8-mark question. Binary and hexadecimal, these are 4 of the main things that we need to be able to do. If you don't know how to do one of these, this might be something you want to revise now or in the morning before the test. Converting between denary, binary, and hexadecimal, we need to be able to go to 2-digit hexadecimal. Converting between bits and bytes. Binary shift, what does binary shift mean? What happens if we shift to the left? What happens if we shift to the right? And binary addition. System architecture, we need to know what von Neumann architecture is. What affects CPU performance? What can we do to change the CPU to make it run faster or more efficiently? How does cache memory and registers operate? How the fetch execute cycle works. This one tends to come up a lot along with the von Neumann architecture, along with the registers. Memory and storage. We need to know what primary storage is, what are the types of primary storage, and if they're volatile or non-volatile. We need to know what secondary storage is. Remember, your hard drive is secondary storage, not primary. We need to know the cons and the pros for all of them. We tend to be asked to compare different types of secondary storage. Talk about file size as well, so converting files like Word documents or sound and image files into the size. So if we had an image or a certain amount of bits, what size is that file in bytes? And compression as well, to make files smaller. You've got that lossless compression and lossy compression. In computer networks, connections, and protocols, you need to be able to know the different typographies, how to draw them, and their names and what they look like. Network hardware, what piece of hardware do you need to have to connect to the internet? What LAN and WAN are? Remember, the keyword there is geographic. Geographic is your keyword, geographic area. You have to say local geographic area. Encryption and protocols, these tend to come up a lot. Remember that keyword for encryptions is key. Network security, you have types of malware, you have types of attack, and you have your security measures. You have physical and digital. So that is like changing your password often, making sure you're not having a simple password like password, but also that physical security measures like locking doors, locking windows, etc. System software, we need to know functions of the OS. What does it do for the computer? Utility system and software, how does that work? What an embedded system is, and types of software license, your open source software, etc. This last one can also come up as your 8-mark question. Ethical, cultural, and legal and environmental issues. You need to know computer legislations and issues and concerns. Those issues and concerns is what comes up with your 8-mark question. So that's when you build your balanced argument. So remember to write a balance of advantages and disadvantages for the 8-mark question. You should make a plan for this and write a summary at the end. It's going to ask you to talk about 3 different bullet points. You need to talk about a minimum of 2. Make sure it's balanced. You don't have a balance about those points, but you must include those bullet points. Revision links. We have Smart Revise. We have the multiple choice questions. We have the terms. It's going to be really useful for some of these topics. And we have the advanced questions. They are your exam style questions that can come up. Notable Ninja is only multiple choice, but it does give you a little bit of description as well. You have that homework revision book that we had at the start of the year. You have those questions inside with the answers in the back of the book. Seneca have a whole section dedicated to Comp 1, OCR Computer Science GCSE, and so do BBC Bitesize. BBC Bitesize has some great resources for you to use and some little mini tests for you to do as well.